welcome back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we're here to talk about the movie The Exorcist Believer. It is a new legacy sequel to the original 1973 film, and also serves as a sixth installment in the overall series. Granted, there's only two actual good movies in the series, and that's the original and Part 3. Well, there was this prequel that released in 2004 that was kind of good, but it's not bad either. As far as I'm concerned, the second movie, The Heretic, never happened because it just flat out sucked. We also did get a television series that only lasted for a couple of seasons before it got canceled, which was surprisingly really good. Anyways, with this new movie being made by David Gordon Green, who brought us the newer Halloween trilogy, I'm kind of curious to see his vision for this new Exorcist sequel. Now that I finally watched it, I'm ready to talk about it. The movie story follows when two girls disappear into the woods, only to return 3 days later with no memory of what happened to them, while showing signs of demonic possession. It then unleashes a chain of events that forces single father Victor Fielding to confront the nadir of evil. Terrified and desperate, he seeks out Chris MacNeil, the only person alive who's witnessed anything like it before. Now, let me tell you what, I was not impressed at one iota. Well, I don't downright hate the movie, but it wasn't so great either. I know what you're about to ask, and I want to go ahead and tell you, no, it's not as good as the original, and it doesn't deserve the Exorcist name. I want to call it as I see it, which is, as a matter of fact, a money-hungry cash grab. I do have several issues with this movie, and I'll get to those later. There are some things I actually did like about the movie, which all include the cinematography, the acting, makeup, and I think that's pretty much it. First of all, I will say that I really enjoyed the film's bleak cinematography. It captures this spooky, foreboding atmosphere perfectly, and the camera work involved was actually pretty good. The use of lighting and how some of the shots were done were immaculate looking. It's a shame, really, because for being such a mediocre movie at best, it's pretty to look at. When it comes to the talent in front of the camera, we have Leslie Odom Jr. in the shoes of the lead role. If you're not familiar with him, he played Aaron Burr in the Broadway musical Hamilton, and he was also in 2017's Murder on the Orient Express. In this movie in particular, he steals the show in every scene he's in. I also did enjoy the young child actors, and their performances were so much fun. Speaking of the child actors, the makeup and whatever prosthetics that they wore to show their demonic side, as you will, were gruesomely well done. It can be hard to watch at times, and it's just as good as the makeup when comparing to that of the original Exorcist movie. When comparing to the original Exorcist movie from 50 years ago, this sequel is not good at the slightest and completely misses the point of what made the original so damn good. Whereas the original film relied on hair-raising suspense and tension, this new film had none, and it just attacks the senses with unnecessary, annoying jump scares. You know it's pretty bad when the director of the original Exorcist, William Friedkin, has some colorful words for the director of this new movie. The movie's biggest sin is bringing back legacy characters only to do them dirty. Even though she's a great actress, I still can't believe that Ellen Burstyn returned 50 years later for a sequel for her character to be treated so unfairly. It's just not right. Given that she's barely in the movie, it really wouldn't have mattered to have her character in the movie at all. Even though she was great with her performance and all, but even she couldn't save this movie. Don't even get me started on the movie's writing. The story is so sluggishly bland, and the dialogue is mind-numbingly atrocious. It's embarrassing, really. How they even get the script approved, I just don't get it. Except for the main leads, pretty much all the characters are unlikable, completely void of any sensibility whatsoever. Easily said, there are people you just couldn't give two craps about, and they are all terribly written characters. With all that said, I'm at utter dismay, and I can't believe this movie even got made in the first place. It wasn't scary at the slightest bit, and it wasn't fun at all. I really wanted this movie to be good, but it's just so bland. Overall, The Exorcist Believer is a film, for lack of better words, a soulless vessel that lacks any sense of nuance. The movie itself is an uncontrolled hodgepodge of different ideas that are not cohesive at the slightest, and it's just an absolute insult to purists of the original film. While there was some potential to be had, the movie, in a sense, just stumbles and falls. If anything, the sequel is forgettably average at best. I give this movie a C. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to keep up with my real reviews.